Part 3, we're back again. I think this is going to be the final part.
Yeah, I think so for this one.
This is actually just picking up. We were sort of talking about variations on a theme. We've got another variation on a theme. I don't know whether you've actually had a good look at this.
I've seen a picture of it, and
that's evidently that's midnight blue.
Yeah, well,
That's anyway. This is the new BSA R10 SE midnight blue laminate. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? But basically, what you've got is you've got an R10 SE in a different frock, basically.
Yeah.
Not everybody's cup of tea, to be honest with you. I don't like blue stocks. We posted this on our Facebook page actually, and about 80% of people thought it was absolutely gopping, and about 20% of people thought it was absolutely awesome. So it just goes to show, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the point of doing something different, isn't it? To catch a different part of the
exactly,
audience.
a little niche. Yeah. And it's interesting actually because the price wise, this is £30 cheaper than the Air Arms rifle that you've just seen, the Ultimate Sporter, but this one's regulated.
So £130 cheaper.
So basically, so you're looking in real terms £130 cheaper.
A lot of gun for your money.
It definitely does. Is it a better gun?
No, but it's a good gun.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you know what we've got? Like, there's people who love BSA R10s, but they don't sell as well as the Air Arms rifle.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to tell the truth in that I don't think the reliability is quite as good as the Air Arms, because the Air Arms rifles without the regulator, very, very simple.
Is that why though?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the more bits you put inside an air gun, the more chance of it going wrong, just the same as a modern car. They make everything too complicated these days. The regulator, I must admit, the first ones in the R10s were...
Well, this is the SE, and we've got the new regulator in this.
This has got the so-called improved regulator, and I'll be honest with you, reliability-wise...
Any idea what they've improved? Other than that, so they're claiming a 20% shot increase, which tends to they tweak the pressure.
I've not seen that 20% increase, to be totally honest with you. You get a few extra. What I'm more concerned about is reliability. I think, to be honest with you, if your gun goes down with a regulator, and it don't matter how many shots it gets, if it's broken, it's broken. The SE version has been considerably better, and actually it's getting to the point now where I'd say it's just about 100% perfect. But we have had problems with regulated R10s in the past, the Mark 1s in particular. That's actually why they brought the Mark 2 out. But the nice thing is with the R10 is you do get 2 magazines with it. It is a cheaper rifle. Again, looks are subjective, and actually we were talking about I was talking about the colour variations. I'd like to again. I'm probably like a stuck record, aren't I, with this? But let's get these colours.
I don't think it's as bad as you was making out. I mean, it's sort of there is colours all over the place. You've got kind of a grey shroud, a black breech block, a jet black bottle, and there's that brown. What's that black?
That's black.
Yeah. But you have got a bit of a colour chart going on. But it doesn't look terrible. It's sort of kind of has definition to it, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I mean, it doesn't affect the performance in the slightest, but at the end of the day, if you're spending that sort of money, we're talking about a lot of money, to be honest with you.
Looking rifle though, isn't it?
It's
small, it's all balanced, it's...
I think in the walnut one, and actually I don't know whether anybody's seen it, but go and have a look at the cinnamon laminate one, which is absolutely, I think the cinnamon laminate is gorgeous. But anyway, all I'm showing you today, folks, is just basically the fact that they've brought this new midnight blue laminate one out, and it's £845. So as top of the range pre-charged rifles go, not bad at all. And again, if you go to your local stockist, I think these are unlimited quantities. It's not. I don't think it's a special edition. I just think they're simply just not going to make an awful lot of them. It might come out again next year or the year afterwards or whatever. So obviously, you're going to see basically a few of them about. So anyway, that's the R10. And like I say, available in your shops right now. Have a look at the cinnamon laminate ones, and also as well, they do them in black, they do them in walnut, they do them in camouflage. I think there's about. And obviously they do carbine and they do full length as well. I think there's about 55, 60 variations.
Good for your average shop, isn't it?
Funnily enough, actually, when we were stocking them in the shop, the rep came in with the latest one, and we said, look, I think at that time they got up to 32 variations. And I actually said to him, I said, this will be the first time ever that we cannot stock every single model. There is just way too many. So we've actually decided to not do certain. I mean, the camouflage one doesn't sell very well, so we get that to special order. Blah blah blah. You know, the walnut one's the most popular. But 50 variations is way too many.
It's a problem though, because you've got 50 in stock and you sell one.
or else we've got 50 in stock and they bring out an R10 SE Mark II.
Yeah.
So fantastic for the punter. They're gonna, you know,
that's a bit of a rundown, isn't it? You've got to clear some stock there to bring in the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know they're going to do it at some point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Anyway, that's the R10 SE. I was going to call it Midnight Cowboy. Midnight.
Do you know, I like it. I would be one of the ones who absolutely love it. I think it's, to me.
Yeah, but don't forget, everybody's seen the video with your purple and gold.
Yeah, you see there.
So just ignore.
Very nice, easy little cocking action there. It's quite. That's nice.
They've spent a bit of time just getting everything absolutely right. And the magazines.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, they've had 3 or 4 iterations of the magazine, and this magazine version now works really well. In fact, we used to have a lot of problems with the early R10s with the magazines not working properly and not indexing. But now, absolutely fantastic. No issues whatsoever.
Well, I definitely get the joke on it. I think it's a really nice rifle in my view. As you say,
you buy one, I wouldn't. Yeah. I would buy a walnut one. I would buy the cinnamon laminate one, but I just wouldn't buy the blue one. But again, that's personal choice.
Exactly.
Right, and actually, you know, again, going back to what we were saying before, you said about the Weihrauch booth and the Hw45.
Yes.
And I said, like, no, I'll tell you what you should buy. Well, actually, I've just bought one, and it's funny because when I bought this pistol, which I'm going to show you now, which everybody will obviously know straight away, that is the Hw45 Weihrauch. In America, it's known as the Beeman P1. In fact, right. I think Beeman had they basically designed this for Weihrauch, didn't they?
Right.
And when I was researching it, I couldn't believe how old this gun is. I forget.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you look at the fit and the finish and the modernity of that pistol, you would say, well, that could have been out 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
1985.
Wow.
That's absolute. That's what 30. That gun is 32 years old. The design of it. And I'll just give you a quick rundown why I love this pistol so much, and this is one of my favourite pistols of all time. It was obviously it's based on a 1911. In fact, funnily enough, the grips themselves you can take off.
Yeah,
and you can put any 1911 grip. In fact, when I went to the SHOT Show once, I bought a set of beautiful pewter grips and brought them back for mine. I've had 3 of these now.
Yeah.
They've only made a couple of changes as far as I know in the entire history. I think it's 3 changes. They've redesigned the wooden grip. They've put these little diamonds in. That wasn't there originally.
Right.
Wow,
which is on the Colt, or most of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the way this operates, you've got a dummy hammer, and it's an overlever pistol. If you've ever had a Webley Tempest, you'll know exactly what we're on about. So this basically pulls all the way over. On the early Hw45s, in 177, they had an unusual feature, which was a dual cocking feature, which basically, if you brought this lever over to about there, you would get around about 60% power.
Right.
If you then pull the lever further, all in one stroke, if you pull the lever further to about there, you get full power. And funnily enough, actually, they didn't do it in 2.2 because I think they thought that the 2.2 was going to be more of a hunting pistol.
Right.
In actual fact, I used to use my 2.2, and I still use this. This is 2.2 as well. I use this for doing some rat shooting at close range. You know, if you keep chickens, you're going to get rats, to be honest with you, and it's the ideal little tool to dispatch a few rats. But this one now, the 2.2, this is the second feature that they've changed. The 2.2 now has the dual cocking. The weird thing I found is that when you actually put it on 60% power, it's really bloody inaccurate.
Right.
And I think it's because, and I noticed that when you shoot it, and when I've been shooting this, if you put it on the low power, it shoots miles higher. And I think it's because of there's such a slow velocity that the recoil is affecting the pellet while it's in the barrel. So it's actually flipping it.
Right. Yeah,
really surprisingly high. So even at 10 meters, it's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, which is quite a hell. You know, it's a hell of a lot. Also, as well, I can't get as good a groups at low power that I can at high power. But it's a feature, I suppose. If you want a 177 one and you want to shoot it in your garage or a close range back garden, having that lower power is.
What is the upper power limit?
Usually in the 221, these do about 5.5 foot-pounds, and in 177. 5 to 5 1/4.
Right.
So to be honest with you, it's one of the only spring pistols that quotes that seems to actually do it.
Yeah.
In fact, the last time I ever had a spring pistol that was anywhere near it was a BSA Scorpion.
Yeah.
And even that was like you really pushing it to get much more than about 5 foot-pounds. And the third feature that they've changed that I really like, because when I had the HW45 in the beginning, I couldn't see the sights very well, so I used to paint the foresight orange, and I used to paint the rear sight with Tipex in white, so you could actually get a clear definition. Well, they've done it in fact, actually, they've done a far better job. I might actually get a little bit of a close-up if you haven't already seen this, because they've put these little fibre optic.
Yeah.
Fibre optic sights, and as you can see, the back is 2 little pips in yellow, and you've got orange at the front. And I tell you what, it makes a fantastic sight picture. Other things I like about the HW45, it's just about 100% reliable. I think in the 32 years we've been selling them, actually no, I've been selling them for 31 years actually. We've had one break under warranty. And I don't know of any really.
That's the Weihrauch story, though, isn't it?
It's Weihrauch through and through.
Yeah.
I love the reliability. I love the fact that you've got a 30mm dovetail on the top. So if you wanted to, I don't generally. I used to use a red dot sight at first, but because they've improved the fibre optics, the sights that much, I don't think you need it, to be honest with you.
No.
And plus, as well, the gun looks gorgeous. And I think putting a red dot sight on it, sort of, you can tell I'm interested in what things look like.
Can't you?
You can. That's the option.
What have you got going on? Is that a 30mm and that's 11/12?
No, that's just to make it look pretty.
Ah, right. Okay.
But you've got the rails there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a nice long rail. You can put red dots on. I've tried pistol scopes and red dots and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Other features I like about it, it's got one of the best triggers on any spring pistol.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2-stage. It's adjustable for I think it's length of pull and weight of pull, which is really, really nice. It's just really comfortable in the hand. Its shoot accuracy, they're just phenomenal accuracy for a spring pistol. So if you're thinking, I've got to have a HW44 pre-charge, but I ain't spending 619 quid, try one of these out.
What's the retail on that?
Well, I was going to say they're coming in at around about £270.
That's a bit different, isn't it? Yeah.
But if you think about it, these pistols have been exactly the same for 32 years.
Yeah.
If you can't afford the £270, I recommend just buy a second-hand one.
Yeah.
Early ones without the fibre optic sights you can pick up for around about 130 quid, sometimes even less, depending on the condition. The other nice thing I like to say about it, I don't know how they've done this finish, but it's so tough. I mean, I bought that second hand, and it's absolutely immaculate.
Sort of like a powder coat, isn't it?
But it's as tough as anything. Yeah. Also, as well, what I would recommend though is if you can do and you want to use open sights, try and find yourself a second-hand one with the fibre optics on. It's such a joy to use these open sights in comparison with the old ones. You'll pick these up for around about 150 to 175, so you'll save 100 quid on new. And to be honest with you, second-hand ones still perform really well.
Yeah.
It can be quite a few years before you actually start to notice any drop-off in performance and have to change the spring. The only disadvantages I can see with the HW45 is they're not that easy to strip down. If you like doing, gunsmithing yourself, I wouldn't say you're going to struggle, because at the end of the day, like anything these days, you can get a YouTube video that shows you how. But even so, it is fiddly. It's quite.
Is it spring, Lloyd, or is it gas round?
It's spring operated.
Right. Okay. Can you see the spring?
You can see the spring. But the thing is, the spring is about that long.
Right. Okay.
So you've actually got quite a lot of compression. What I would recommend is, instead of like you losing an eye. Or what one of my customers did, they wouldn't spend £10 on getting the spring changed, so they decided to take it home, and it actually came out, cut his hand and smashed his front window as well, so it ended up costing him about 500 quid in a new double glaze unit. What I would do basically is just go to your local gunsmith, and for a small fee they're going to fit a new spring for you. And I've been having I've just been really enjoying shooting it again. One thing that they used to do as well, which I don't. Did you ever see the shoulder stock for it?
No, I haven't seen that.
Do you remember the Luger? They had like a stock that came off there and went up.
Absolutely,
the walnut.
Yeah.
Well, they used to do a shoulder stock for this, and I bought one for my original pistol, and it was, I wouldn't say it made it as accurate as a rifle, but it made it really accurate, really good. And I put a red dot sight on it, and you know, at 10 metres you could get half pence piece groups with it all day long. And I've been shooting this quite a bit recently, and you know, you can hit the end of a tin can at 30 metres. No problem at all. And to be honest with you, I'm going to see how far we can actually shoot this. When we get the range up and running, we'll take one of these out and see if we can hit like tin cans at 100 yards and stuff like that with it, because I think that's
sounds like a challenge.
But that, to be honest with you, that's my recommendation. If you want a spring-powered recoiling air pistol for not a horrendous amount of money, and you want something that's going to last you a lifetime, that's the pistol. That's definitely the pistol in my opinion. There is nothing like the HW45. So that's my sort of recommendation for the best spring pistol. Somebody's going to argue with me now. They're going to say, no, I had a BSA Scorpion, you could hit something at like 200 metres.
There's not a whole lot on the market to challenge that, is there?
There is very little. BSA, remember BSA did one called the 240 Magnum? That didn't last very long. That was a lovely little pistol, a bit shorter than the 45. They're quoted £5.5 foot-pound. You'd be lucky to get 3.5 out of it. Yeah. If you're going to do any close range hunting, and a caveat I'm going to tell you now, you really need to be close because of the accuracy of a pistol. You've got make sure that you can actually shoot the thing before you start shooting at living creatures. Don't go anything bigger than a rat. Do not try. In fact, actually, there is no air pistol that I would recommend for shooting anything bigger than a rat. And we do get customers coming in and they want to shoot rabbits with an air pistol, which is madness, to be honest with you. You know, the thing is, you probably have a fluky shot where you could maybe
it's not on.
But it's not on. No. You know, these things are living creatures. Just make sure. And if you shoot them in the head with one of these things, a rat at close range, you will kill it. And I've killed plenty of them. So
but you need the 2.2 version.
I always go for 2.2 to be honest with you. If you did have a 177, well, I wouldn't. But you know, you could try hollow point pellets. Yeah. And actually, recommendations for pellets for this: if you want accuracy, a sort of longer range than you should be shooting without shooting at anything living, Superdomes work really well. The old-fashioned Superdome. And field and target trophies are not too bad, but you do lose a little bit of power. For ratting at really close range, super hollow point, that's the RWS pellet with a little hollow point at the end. They don't expand like people think that they do,
but they something. Yeah.
They still cause a lot of damage. Yeah, they're great. In fact, I've used those in some of my rifles actually, and they're bloody good pellets, so super hollow points. Well, I think that's all I can say about the HW45.
It's excellent. It's like Colt 45 with a big top slide.
It's a giant Colt. It's a giant Colt 1911. Yeah. I think they've even got the look right. I mean, when you think about that, 30 odd years ago,
Desert Eagle.
I was almost a kid then,
isn't it?
Yeah. And I actually looked at that and I thought, oh my god, that is just. And it still looks great. So well done, Weihrauch.
32 years. I mean, has it been slimmed down slightly?
Nothing
at all.
Literally just the sights, the grips, and that dual cocking thing on the 2.2. And apart from that, I don't think anything else has changed. So that goes to show that. I mean, how many products are available 32 years after their inception with so few changes?
Quite a few Weihrauch products. Actually.
Absolutely fantastic. Hans Weihrauch, well done. That's just a phenomenal piece of kit. So, right. Well, that's me rabbiting on about the HW45 over with. I think we can sort of sum up now. Well, we can wrap up now, can't we? I hope you've enjoyed the episode.
Yes.
Next one we're going to do the...
A little bit on the show news.
Go on,
because our sponsors, British Shooting Show, asked me to mention that one of the criticisms was that there wasn't enough room, enough space, and they have now signed up to take another hall. But the hall they're taking is the same size of three halls that they had last year. Okay. So they've got basically a third, 2/3 again, on top of what they had last year.
What about... I mean, the thing is, you need a bigger hall, but you need bigger spaces between everything as well. If there's going to be that many people there, because I've heard that it was pretty packed, to be honest with you.
Yes, that's right. I think it's to do with the flow. I was speaking to somebody who said that what happened is that people came in and turned left. I suppose there's a natural tendency to go clockwise. And if you'd have turned right, you'd have found yourself in a much cleaner hall and a lot more room, and then eventually people speaked it out. But I suppose that's about getting people in. Because with three halls
telling them
and getting them in, so that's something for them to work on.
Do you know what? If people live and learn and apply,
first show they've got to get it going.
Fair enough.
But another 2 halls, equivalent of 2 halls, one big hall on there. Looking good.
Right, well, that's it, folks. Next time we're going to do, or hopefully we're going to do the BSA.
Yes.
And there's a few other bits and bobs we've got coming, actually.
I've got some surprises coming.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm like itching to know when I want to see the Sterlings back on the show in boxes with price tags on, ready to go.
Stacked up behind.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, we've got some other stuff. In fact, actually, I'm going to give a bit of a shout out to Lucas Parsley as well, who makes custom stocks, because Lucas has been catching up with all his orders, and he's producing. You want to see this stock he's making as well at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping that the next time we have the show, we're going to show some Lucas Parsley stocks off. Which, there's quite a few stock makers in the country, and some people. Mark Sanderson does a fantastic job. There's plenty of guys who do great jobs. But Lucas also he's got a sort of a little bit more of a European flair to him, and it's a good European flair. And he's doing laminates and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll shut up and you'll
bring him on the show.
You'll see him next time. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Make some comments below what you think about it. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.
Hi, I'm Steve from the British Shooting Show. Come and see us in February next year, 2019. We'll have wider aisles, more space, and a bigger and better show. Thank you.